X platform and Kutv Kenya on the Facebook platform. Of course, this bulletin is streaming live on YouTube on Kutv News Kenya. Okay, let's get started now. President William Ruto has made it clear that students joining grade 10 should not be barred from attending schools due to lack of uniforms, stating that the government is focusing on ensuring that every student receives uniforms. Additionally, the president has also issued a warning to schools that direct parents to uniform sellers, saying it is against regulations.
No child should be denied an opportunity to be in class. Why? Because we have provided the resources for them to be taught. For the first time in our schools, capitation that normally gets to schools a month or two after schools open, we made sure that capitation was available in school before our students reported in class. And we provided the highest amount, 44 billion. And therefore, if we have provided money for teaching, and we pay the teachers, and we have the classrooms, there is absolutely no reason why anybody would keep our children out of school. And we have said we are going to look into this uniform issue, because uniforms are beginning to be another source of corruption. Some schools charge as high as 38,000 for uniforms. And therefore, I have directed that there is no child who will be kept out of class because of uniform. Even if they have the uniform for the junior school, they can transition to secondary school with that uniform as they wait for the parents to organize themselves. So we are going to work with all the stakeholders, the other stakeholders, to agree so that we don't erect additional impediments to access to education.
Of course, that would mean if you're a parent stranded with matters concerning uniform, your child should report to school. Of course, you'll be also gauging your feedback, particularly for those who have been able to take their children to school. What has been the response? Are the school heads accepting the students to come in, as various people also arrange themselves in matters of getting the uniform and the education so that the studies can begin? And now to a story of the day, particularly concerning the Kenyatta University and literally, for lack of a better word, the end of an era. Now, after several years of service by Professor Paul K. Wainaina at the Kenyatta University, the premier university, staff and management today held a farewell ceremony for the outgoing Vice-Chancellor, praising him as a principled and transformative leader during the ceremony at the university amphitheater. Take a look.
Kenyatta University held a farewell ceremony for outgoing Vice-Chancellor Professor Paul K. Wainaina, with staff and management highlighting his legacy of institutional reforms, principled leadership, and strengthened academic governance during his tenure at the university. Professor Wainaina expressed heartfelt gratitude to colleagues and students, reflecting on shared achievements, the joy of teaching, and the meaningful connections formed over the years. He celebrated the collective journey, leaving a legacy of inspiration, mentorship, and dedication.
Together, we have strengthened Kenyatta University's academic standing. For the last consecutive 2 years, we have been told, and I want to repeat that, we have emerged #1 in the country.
Professor Wainaina reflected on the many challenges he faced throughout his career, describing them as opportunities for growth and service. He acknowledged the support of colleagues and students, emphasizing resilience, dedication, and the meaningful impact of collective efforts.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would not be telling the truth if we spoke only of successes. These 2 decades are decades where we were tested. We operated under severe financial strain, mounting debts, delayed and reduced government capitation, and raising operational costs.
Kenyatta University appointed Acting Vice-Chancellor Professor John Okumu expressed his gratitude to staff and management, saying the institution is focused on a smooth leadership transition, strengthened governance, and stability following the exit of Vice-Chancellor Professor Paul K. Wainaina.
I'm ready for this. I think I have the necessary experiences. I've been around KU. I know the strengths of the people we work with, and jumping in to make use of them, to build teams to help me do this work. I think it will be easy for me, unlike going to a new institution where you don't know people. Yeah.
Professor Paul Okemo, Deputy Vice-Chancellor Administration and Finance at Kenyatta University, remembered Professor Paul K. Wainaina at his farewell as a resilient and transformative leader whose steadfast commitment and service helped shape the institution, progress and legacy.
And I'm glad the Kenyatta University community, when we have been unhappy, we have met here and we have talked about our unhappiness and we have solved that unhappiness together. I do not want to remind you of too many things, but I know that there was a time we were here and we had a very difficult moment. And some of the pictures that we took at that time remained to be very unhappy reminders.
The chairperson of the Kenyatta University Council, Clara Momanyi, stated that the council recognizes Professor Paul K. Wainaina's contribution to the leadership of the university, emphasizing the commitment to strengthen accountability and institutional stability.
I acknowledge the unity of Kenyatta University family. We know family is the smallest unit in the society. And Kenyatta University being a family, we experience both joy and pain. Professor Wainaina experienced pain with you, and today we are experiencing joy of having worked with him, but with underlying pain.
Staff and management wish Professor Wainaina well in his future endeavors, expressing gratitude for his dedication to advancing academic excellence and fostering a culture of integrity at Kenyatta University. And keep you, make space. Edna Nerea, Kutv, Nairobi.
Thank you, Edna Nerea, for that report. And of course, we wish the Vice Chancellors all the best in his endeavors, even as he comes to retirement. Now, President William Ruto has defended his affordable housing program, describing it as a bold intervention to create jobs and skills for the youth. Speaking at State House, the president launched an internship initiative that will absorb thousands of young Kenyans into the construction sector. Take a look.
President William Ruto at State House, Nairobi, launching what he describes as a game changer for youth employment.
Creating opportunities for employment using public infrastructure is not a new invention. You know, it is what is tested and tried globally.
The Affordable Housing Internship Program will onboard over 5,500 young Kenyans, offering hands-on experience across more than 40 professional disciplines, including engineering, architecture, ICT, finance, surveying, and construction.
We've been, battling with what do we do with it? How do we do it? It was there. We went to slum upgrading. It was there in the manifesto of every political party. For the last 30 years, housing has been a permanent feature.
This housing program, being one of the flagship programs of this administration, as the minister has said, is now picking off, and the consequences and the effects and the impact of this program are beginning to get seen and get felt.
The president says the initiative is designed to bridge the gap between training and employment while directly involving young people in nation building.
But without this presence, Your Excellency, the people out there may not understand the entire space. Your Excellency, the picture that has been coming is for our project sites, where our critical workers are the masons. That is what people see, the artisans in each project site.
President Ruto defended the controversial housing levy, saying the program will not exist without bold leadership, and praised working Kenyans and public servants for sustaining it.
In the last election, housing was in the manifesto of Kenya Kwanza and was in the manifesto of Azimio, right? But when it came to implementation, my friends, politics took the center stage. Oh, Zakayo, Sijui. That's how I became Zakayo.
Over 500,000 Kenyans are currently employed under the program, with the 240,000 housing units under construction nationwide.
Work is a lot. We have more out there. This is a program that, with your permission, Your Excellency, should run every year, because they will be out there for 12 months. And we know with the experience, because each one of them will be in charge of specific block, specific work, that then they can be able to be given accolade or recognition for the experience they have gathered.
The president also emphasized the use of local contractors, saying it ensures skills transfer and keeps economic gains within the country. Interns will receive stipends, with contractors urged to top up the payments.
This is your moment to prove yourself. It could as well be an interview. It could mean that the site today you are an intern, tomorrow if you do a good job, the owner of the site could hire you now on a permanent basis.
Excellency, we are right on course under your leadership, and that underpins why we are gathered here today, because every opportunity given to a Kenyan in terms of a job, in terms of an income opportunity, helps us build.
Beyond housing, the government says it is expanding infrastructure investments in roads, rail, ports, energy and water to absorb thousands of graduates entering the job market every year.
Said this program must also provide an opportunity for us to grow Kenyan construction companies. This is also their moment. As we believe in ourselves, we must also believe in them.
With unemployment remaining a key concern among the youths, the internship program is expected to provide practical skills, income, and a pathway into long-term employment within Kenya's growing construction industry. Rajab Juma, KUTV.
Now, the government's plan to sell a part of its stake in Safaricom continues to draw a strong back and sharp criticism, opening up a wider national debate on how Kenyan values and sells strategic public assets. From the promise of fund lasting mile electricity connections to fears of the selling national wealth too cheaply, Kenyans are now getting an impromptu lesson in money markets, valuations, and privatization.
Akili.
President William Ruto has continued to defend the privatization process on the plan to sell part of its stake in Safaricom, dismissing claims of irregularities.
Saying we're divesting a portion of Safaricom to raise money. They tell us, oh, Who negotiated? Where is the committee that negotiated for the price of the shares? Really?
Addressing affordable housing program interns, the president said the Safaricom and Kenya Pipeline Company share offers were conducted transparently.
I want to tell those people who are giving us lectures about what we are doing with the IPO on Kenya Pipeline or Safaricom, they should spare us their political conmanship and intellectual deceit. We don't need it. We want to move the country forward.
Similar sentiments found way from Energy Principal Secretary Alex Washura, urging Kenyans to support the government's divestiture program.
Once we're able to sort the main issue, which is loan repayments, we are able to have a little bit of money that can be used for last mile, which is basically being needed across the entire country.
The proposal, however, has continued to meet resistance.
When we give our considered opinion, we are giving it for Kenya to benefit.
Particularly from Kiharu, Member of Parliament Ndindi Nyoro, who is calling for sweeping reforms in Kenya's capital markets.
The valuation of Safaricom at 34 shillings.
The legislator argues that past corporate transactions show strategic assets are often sold at large premiums through international deals.
The same people who told us, who agreed with us, let's do it.
Under the proposal, the sale of a portion of the government's stake of Safaricom shares would raise about 204 billion shillings for the state.
Divesting, privatization is a prudent way of raising resources.
As debate intensifies with the Kenya Pipeline shares being the latest to enter the market.
204 billion we are getting. We are going to get more than 350 billion from other people bidding for Safaricom shares.
The Safaricom stake sale has now become more than a financial transaction.
For a very long time, politics has sabotaged our development. Small-time politics.
It's a live national classroom.
How can we then be so incompetent as Kenya that we are selling up our government assets based on market price?
On how money markets shape the country's future.
This is not about politics. This is not about the next election. This is about transforming Kenya.
All right, and on that juncture, we take our first break right here on the Friday edition of the Kutv Prime Time News. Don't go too far because we do have a lot more in store for you, particularly concerning various matters that are of impact to you. From us to you in a moment. Don't go too far.
Kenyatta University Career Week 2026, starting Saturday 24th to 30th January. The ever-entertaining, educative, and energizing Career Week Fair will take place at KU and live on KUTV and radio station. The event is open to all high school students on Saturday 24th, free of charge. Join us and learn more on the academic programs, interact with different faculties. Public lectures on topical issues will take place throughout the week, with corporate exhibitions taking center stage as well. The official opening ceremony is on Tuesday, 27th January 2026 at KU Amphitheatre. This year's theme is dubbed Bridging Academia and Industry, Unlocking Sustainable Opportunities from Campus to Career. Be part of us as we mark the 19th edition of KU Career Week Fair 2026.
Get ready to embark on a journey into the exciting world of technology as we uncover the latest trends, interview top thought leaders, and dive deep into the world of tech like never before.
Currently, we are facing the challenge in terms of finance. It requires one to move from different counties because we really need a large data set for our model to be more accurate.
In this new and exciting series of the Technovation Show, join me, Yvonne Kimuma, every Monday 8:30 p.m. for a fun and thrilling experience as we explore the cutting-edge developments, meet visionaries driving change.
Somebody who is in the underground mine doesn't know the presence of those gases. So there are a lot of gases involved. There is methane, there is carbon monoxide, and there's also hydrogen sulfide. These gases actually, they are very dangerous and they're very toxic.
And discover the endless possibilities of the tech world.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Welcome back to the Friday edition of the KUTV Prime Time News. Now, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has cited the intimidation and political interference for the collapse of a planned media roundtable with journalists from the northeastern region, saying powerful regional leaders deliberately sabotaged the engagement to suppress the truth about development in the area.
Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has cited intimidation and political interference for the collapse of a planned media roundtable with journalists from the northeastern region, saying powerful regional leaders deliberately sabotaged the engagement to suppress the truth about development in the area.
Ni makosa sana viongozi kutisha wanahabari. Wasiongee na kiongozi wa Jamhuri ya Kenya ndio wananchi wasijue ukweli kinagaubaga.
According to Gachagua, the failed dialogue was orchestrated by dissenting voices, mostly northeastern leaders, who he accuses of misrepresenting the state of development in the region and are willing to suppress the media to ensure the truth remains hidden.
If the leaders in that region do not want the people to know the truth, then there's a very big problem. Somebody must help the people of northern Kenya. Because sasa sisi tulitaka tuongee na wananchi, tuwaeleze zile hela zimeletwa huko na serikali ya county, zile pesa zimeletwa na CDF, zile pesa zimeletwa na equalization fund, na hakuna maendeleo, na tuwaambie ni kwa sababu gani.
In a statement announcing the decision, the Northeastern Journalists Association expressed regret over the cancellation of the interview with the former Deputy President, citing values of responsible journalism, the need to ensure national cohesion, and constructive public discourse.
Wangetaka kuendelea kuwadanganya wakaaji wa hizo kaunti tano ya kwamba wamekuwa marginalized, na zile shida ziko huko ni kwa sababu wako marginalized. Na walijua mimi nitaeleza wakaaji kinagaubaga.
The former DP has also lashed out at Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale, accusing him of inciting division and acting on behalf of the president to create political and ethnic tension between the Somali and Kikuyu communities.
Ruto ndio anatumia Duale. Na Duale ndio mwenye kuleta uhasama na fitina na propaganda ya kwamba sisi tunachukia wa Somali.
Despite the setback, Gachagua says he remains committed to engaging the people of northern Kenya, insisting that he will continue pushing for accountability and transparency from leaders he believes have failed to deliver meaningful progress.
Na mimi mwenyewe historia ya nchi hii ikiandikwa, nitachangia kiasi kidogo kusaidia watu ya Northeastern Kenya, Northern Kenya. I'll help them. And the way to help them is to tell them what's going on. I must educate them. I must give them information going forward. And they can be sure nobody can stop me, nobody can intimidate me, and nobody will come between me and the people of Northern Kenya.
The controversy unfolds against the backdrop of an ongoing debate on development and equity triggered by Gachagwa's earlier remarks on grade 10 school slot allocations. The claims have since sparked intense discussion among leaders and across citizens on online platforms. Yvonne Kemuma, KUTV.
Now, Kenya's political temperature continues to rise as the road to the 2027 general elections takes shape. At the center is a growing storm is Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka now receiving unsolicited advice from government-aligned leaders over his political association with the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. As attacks on Gachagua intensify, even as cracks emerge within the opposition, with fresh political realignments fueling debate over who holds the upper hand in an increasingly uncertain political environment. In Ukambani, Mwale, a member of Parliament Vincent Kawaya, has issued a bold political message telling the Kamba community that President William Ruto is poised for a resounding victory in the 2027 polls.
And I want to assure you, the next election year 2027 is next year. Mark somewhere, President William Ruto atashinda na margin kubwa kuliko ile alishinda nao last election.
Kawaya turned his guns on Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka, cautioning him against continued political cooperation with former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, terming it a political falsehood that the alliance could propel Kalonzo to the presidency.
Na mimi nimeona tunadanganywa, tunaambiwa ati yule Rigiji sasa ndio atatufanya sisi Wakamba ati tukue na presidency. It is not possible. Atatufanya na kina nani kama vile wale viongozi wote ambao walikuwa wanafanya kazi na wao wote wameama.
The UDA National Organizing Secretary cited what he described as a mass exodus from Gachagwa's DCP party, warning that by 2027 the outfit risks disintegrating.
And the question is, swali kubwa ni sisi tutakuwa ndani ya hiyo serikali ambaye ataichukua ama tutakuwa nje kwa sababu tutakuwa tumedanganywa. Kama tutakuwa tumedanganywa na yule jamaa wa Suti Kombo. And I told you right from the beginning, niliwaambia kwamba yule jamaa Suti Kombo, he doesn't have the glue ya kushikanisha watu pamoja. Hawezi kukaanisha na viongozi wengine, haiwezekani. Nyinyi mmeona.
As that played out within the eastern part of the Mount Kenya region.
Wewe Rigathi Gachagua pamoja na timu yako, wacha kunjipiga kifua, wacha kunjigamba. Kama mimi Roko na Governor Ses Dalile tunafukusa wewe, je William Ruto?
Cabinet Secretary for Public Service Geoffrey Ruku also trained his fire on Gachagua, accusing the former DP of engaging in divisive and empty politics.
Na uache hii maneno ya kushinda ukisumbua watu. Na uache kusema tunaweza anguza serikali yoyote ile unaweza angusha. Kama uwezi pata candidate wa MCA katika mlima, how can you say that you can remove a government in power and you can't be able to attract a credible MCA candidate?
With former allies drifting away and internal cracks widening, questions are increasingly being raised about the opposition's readiness and unity ahead of the 2027 polls.
If it were possible, of course, if wishes were horses. If it was possible to kuwe na urais na huyo jamaa, how would we even govern the country? How? It is not possible.
For Kalonzo Musyoka, the unsolicited advice may signal deeper questions about alliances, timing, and survival in a fluid and unpredictable political environment where today's partners could become tomorrow's liabilities. Now to better stories. A 6-year-old girl from Mwea in Kirinyaga County is leading a tree planting campaign aimed at encouraging children to embrace environmental conservation at an early age. Grade 1 pupil Maria Nashipai Wanjiru has launched the initiative dubbed One Girl, One Tree, targeting to plant 10,000 trees in the next 5 years. Already, she has planted over 1,000 fruit trees while spreading awareness on climate change mitigation. Holding several child modeling titles, Nashipai says she hopes to inspire her peers, especially girls, to protect the environment, with teachers and parents praising her as a role model.
And I am 6 years old. I love nature and my project is One Girl, One Tree. I believe that every child can help fight climate change by planting a tree. I believe hope grows when we take care of our planet. I saw people planting fruit. I saw people cutting trees. I came with an idea. I will plant fruit trees to give us fruits. We'll sell them to give us money. I stand here as a little...
To the pageant for Little Miss and Mr. Kenya 2025. We did the county level competitions and she emerged the winner. She bagged the Little Miss Kirinyaga County 2025.
All right, that wonderful story from Nashipai gives us our second break right here on the Friday edition of the KUTV Prime Time News. And of course, an information that is very relevant, particularly for each and everyone, to ensure that we safeguard our environment. As they usually say, miti miti panda panda, and I can see the messages going on across the airwaves. We take a short break, we'll be back in a moment.
I'm Associate Professor in the Institute of Philosophy of Jagiellonian University in Krakow, Poland, and I'm the main coordinator of the CAFE project, which is being here hosted by Kenyatta University.
My name is Eva Hudoba. I am a project manager in this consortium. Keep watching cutting-edge research at Kenyatta University Television.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
A new era, a new people. This is the Law Matters Show. A program that brings you legal sensitization on your television.
My statement is written and just the quote the prosecution.
I think that this loss is a setback for Raila Odinga.
What policy recommendations were fronted by the candidate?
With diversity, we demystify important legal issues locally, regionally, and internationally.
What Tanzanians.
Join me Elvin Onsongo as I bring you more insights on law matters.
We are looking at social issues. What is the problem? Is it the economy? Is it...
Law Matters Show, creating awareness, advocacy, and enhancing lives.
All right, welcome back now to that moment where we wrap it up gently into the final bits of our bulletin tonight. Now, Principal Secretary for Transport Mohamed Dagar has reassured creative artists that Railways has no plans to evict them from the historic Little Theatre Club in Mombasa. He said the corporation intends to build a technical vocational educational institute center on the site while modernizing the theatre, supporting youth empowerment and creative economy. A 9-member committee has been formed to harmonize stakeholder interest and will present recommendations within a month. Club Chairman David Anguka welcomed the development but called for clarity on benefits to the creative community. The theatre, established in 1948, is a national monument.
We have all agreed to set up a committee of 9 composed of Kenya Railways Corporation, composed of the creative economy youth led by the chairman here, Mr. Anguka, and also composed by the members of parliament to see how best the creative economy youth will continue doing what they do best in implementation of a critical pillar in this government and also setting up this railway training institute.
Sisi hatuna shida ya partnership, but tunataka tuelewe na tuweze kujua ni nini hiyo partnership inahusu na vipi itasaidia wasanii. Kabla TVET yote kuja hapa, kitu ya kwanza ni kuwa tunataka kujua wasanii watabenefitaje.
Ningependa kwamba tubaki na hii theater hapa, lakini iwe modernized ili iweze kuchukua mambo mengi ambayo kwa sasa hayawezi kufanyika hapa, kwa sababu tunajua tukiangalia zile theater kama vile Kenya National Theatre pale Nairobi imeboreshwa kwa kiasi kikubwa sana na serikali.
Now, Kenya's electrical generator KenGen has raised concern over falling water levels at the Seven Forks Cascade, blaming prolonged below-average rainfall in key catchment areas. Reservoirs levels at major dams have dropped by 3 meters, with Masinga and Kiambere recording the sharpest declines. Despite the drop, KenGen says mitigation measures are in place to ensure stable power supply. Speaking during an inspection tour, Energy Cabinet Secretary Opiyo Wandayi assured Kenyans of reliable electricity, adding the government is fast-tracking new power projects, including the High Grand Falls hydropower dam and a solar plant, to strengthen energy security.
Comes at a time when the country is experiencing reduced inflows into our major reservoirs, following a prolonged period of below average rainfall across key catchment areas. Wednesday, that is yesterday, January 21st of this year, the reservoir levels across the Seven Forks Cascade were actually at this Masinga had gone down by about 3 meters. You go to Kamburu, it had gone down by about 1 meter.
We are going to see more and more generation of electricity in tandem with our increasing population, in tandem with our industrialization pace, and indeed in tandem with general economic development of the country. Many factories, many companies and industries are establishing themselves here in this country, and we must keep pace.
All right, that is quite noticeable, and also the impacts of climate change, I must say, when you notice that we are talking concerning of the Seven Forks Water Project, which is the greatest energy generator, hydroelectric power, particularly for Kengen, noticing that there is a drop in that particular place. It's something of concern, and particularly pointing towards the issues of climate change, issues of dropped rainfall, but at least we do have alternative measures. Of course, right here on ArtCheck, you can be able to have various programs, particularly looking within KUTV, where we have a program called ArtCheck that digs into matters of that nature. Of course, you can be able to link up with that later on. But now, in moving forward to other reports within the country, we were able to also garner a report on rice farming, particularly within the Mwea region, where it has been confirmed that all the rice that was within that area particularly has been bought and paid for, particularly coming about 7 days after there was a ban on any importation of rice. Let's take a look at this story.
Visit of Mwea Rice Growers Multipurpose Society. We are very pleased with the progress made so far, because when we were here last year, we had come to assure them that all the rice that they produce will be taken up by the government. And they have just confirmed that from our production of last year, the uptake has been very good. What they have is very little remaining in their stores. We are also here to look at any challenges they may have. We also continue to note that total rice production in the country has grown steadily over the years. From 2023, where it was around 120,000 metric tons, it has grown steadily. Now we stand to be at about 182,000 by the crop of 2025.
We've seen a great improvement because we have mopped up excess rice that was milled. And what we have seen as a balance of what is remaining in the next 2 months, we are committed to ensure that orders are given and prompt payment is given to farmers. As a government, we are working with the well-constituted circles and which are registered.
Kenyatta University Career Week 2026, starting Saturday 24th to 30th January, the ever-entertaining, educative and energizing Career Week fair will take place at KU and live on KUTV and radio station. The event is open to all high school students on Saturday 24th, free of charge. Join us and learn more on the academic programs, interact with different faculties. Public lectures on topical issues will take place throughout the week, with corporate exhibitions taking center stage as well. The official opening ceremony is on Tuesday, 27th January 2026 at KU Amphitheatre. This year's theme is dubbed Bridging Academia and Industry, Unlocking Sustainable Opportunities from Campus to Career. Be part of us as we mark the 19th edition of KU Career Week Fair 2026.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Get ready to embark on